Global updates.
Welcome to the Global Updates, bringing you the latest news from around the world. The global energy landscape is in constant flux, evolving with each passing day. New players are emerging on the scene, and traditional relationships are being tested like never before. Nowhere is this more evident than in North America, where Canada's energy trade is undergoing a profound and transformative shift. For decades, the United States has been Canada's primary energy customer, particularly for oil, creating a deeply intertwined energy relationship. However, a confluence of factors, including market dynamics and geopolitical considerations, is driving Canada to diversify its energy exports. China, with its insatiable appetite for energy, has become a key destination for Canadian crude, marking a significant shift in trade patterns. This shift has significant implications for all involved, reshaping the dynamics of global energy trade and altering long-standing alliances. This shift is not merely about economics, it goes beyond the numbers and market trends. It is a geopolitical recalibration, reflecting the changing balance of power in the world and the strategic maneuvers of nations. As China's economic might grows, so does its influence on global energy markets, making it a pivotal player. Canada, seeking to capitalize on this trend, is hedging its bets by forging closer energy ties with Beijing, aiming for a more diversified portfolio. This strategic pivot has the potential to reshape North American energy security and redefine the continent's relationship with the Asia-Pacific region, heralding a new era in energy diplomacy. Canada and the United States share a long and intertwined energy history, one that has evolved over the course of a century. Since the early 20th century, the two countries have been major trading partners in oil, natural gas, and electricity, creating a robust and dynamic energy exchange. The close proximity of Canadian energy resources to American markets, coupled with shared infrastructure, has fostered a deep interdependence that has only grown stronger over time. The United States became reliant on Canadian energy imports to fuel its burgeoning industrial growth, which was essential for its economic expansion and development. Canada, in turn, found a stable and reliable market for its energy surplus, ensuring economic stability and growth for its own energy sector. This energy relationship extended beyond mere trade, encompassing a wide range of cooperative efforts and mutual benefits. It became a cornerstone of the broader bilateral partnership, underpinned by shared values and strategic interests, fostering a sense of mutual trust and collaboration. The energy security of one country was inextricably linked to that of the other, creating a symbiotic relationship that has stood the test of time. However, this long-standing partnership is facing new challenges in the 21st century, driven by shifts in global energy dynamics and domestic policies. The United States, driven by the shale revolution, has significantly increased its domestic energy production, reducing its reliance on Canadian imports and altering the energy landscape. This development, coupled with Canada's desire to diversify its energy markets and explore new opportunities, has set the stage for a recalibration of the energy relationship between the two neighbors, marking a new chapter in their shared history. The rise of Asia, particularly China, as a global economic powerhouse, has had a profound impact on global energy markets. China's rapid industrialization and urbanization have fueled an insatiable demand for energy, making it the world's largest energy consumer. To meet this growing demand, China has been aggressively seeking energy supplies from around the world, diversifying its import sources. Canada, with its vast oil reserves, particularly in the oil sands of Alberta, has emerged as an attractive supplier for China. The Asian giant offers a lucrative and growing market for Canadian crude, providing an opportunity for Canada to reduce its reliance on the US market. This shift towards Asia is not limited to oil. Canada is also exploring opportunities to export natural gas to China and other Asian countries, capitalizing on the growing demand for cleaner burning fuels in the region. The Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion project has become a focal point in Canada's energy strategy, drawing both national and international attention. This controversial project aims to triple the capacity of the existing Trans Mountain Pipeline, which transports crude oil from Alberta to the coast of British Columbia, significantly increasing the volume of oil that can be moved. The expansion is crucial for Canada's efforts to access Asian markets, which are seen as vital for the future of the country's energy sector. It would provide a vital conduit for Canadian oil to reach the Pacific Ocean, from where it can be shipped to China and other Asian destinations, opening up new economic opportunities. The project has faced significant opposition from environmental groups, indigenous communities, and some local governments, who argue that the risks outweigh the benefits. Concerns over the environmental impact of the pipeline, particularly the risk of oil spills along the sensitive coastline of British Columbia, have fueled public opposition, leading to numerous protests and legal challenges. The Canadian government, however, argues that the project is in the national interest, citing its economic benefits and the need to diversify Canada's energy exports, which they believe will strengthen the country's economic resilience in the long term. Voices of dissent, environmental and Indigenous concerns. The Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion has become a lightning rod for environmental and Indigenous activism in Canada. Environmental groups argue that the project poses unacceptable risks to the environment, particularly the marine ecosystem along the British Columbia coast. They point to the potential for oil spills, which could have devastating consequences for marine life and coastal communities. Indigenous communities along the pipeline route have also raised concerns about the project's impact on their traditional territories and treaty rights. They argue that they were not adequately consulted during the project's approval process, and that the pipeline threatens their cultural and spiritual connection to the land and water. The government's decision to approve the project, despite these concerns, has fueled tensions and legal challenges. Economic implications, diversification and growth. The economic implications of Canada's energy pivot towards Asia are significant. By diversifying its energy exports, Canada aims to reduce its reliance on the US market, which has become increasingly volatile in recent years. Access to new markets in Asia, particularly China, offers the potential for increased oil and gas revenues, boosting the Canadian economy. The Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion is projected to create thousands of jobs during its construction and operation phases. It would also generate significant tax revenues for both the federal and provincial governments, which could be used to fund social programs and infrastructure projects. However, critics argue that the economic benefits of the pipeline have been overstated, and that the project carries significant financial risks. Geopolitical shifts, navigating new alliances. Canada's energy pivot towards Asia has geopolitical implications, particularly for its relationship with the United States. The United States, under the Trump administration, has been promoting energy independence and seeking to reduce its reliance on foreign oil. While Canada remains a vital energy partner, the US is increasingly looking to other suppliers, such as Mexico and Saudi Arabia. Canada's growing energy ties with China have the potential to create friction in its relationship with the United States, particularly as tensions between Washington and Beijing continue to rise. The United States has expressed concerns about China's growing influence in the Asia-Pacific region and has been wary of Chinese investments in strategic sectors, including energy. Canada will need to navigate these geopolitical complexities carefully as it seeks to balance its economic interests with its strategic alliances. Balancing act energy security and environmental sustainability. Canada's energy strategy is facing a delicate balancing act between ensuring energy security and addressing environmental concerns. The country is endowed with vast energy resources, which are crucial for its economic prosperity. However, the extraction and transportation of these resources, particularly oil from the oil sands, have significant environmental impacts. The Canadian government is under increasing pressure to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and a transition to a cleaner energy future. The country is committed to the Paris Agreement on climate change and is implementing policies to promote renewable energy and energy efficiency. However, balancing these climate goals with the continued development of its oil and gas resources will require careful planning and investment in new technologies. Canada's energy future, a crossroads of opportunity and responsibility. Canada stands at a crossroads in its energy journey. The country has an opportunity to capitalize on the growing demand for energy in Asia while also addressing the urgent need for climate action. Balancing these competing priorities will require a nuanced and forward-looking energy strategy. Investing in clean energy technologies such as carbon capture and storage will be crucial for reducing the environmental impact of Canada's oil and gas industry. Diversifying its energy mix by expanding renewable energy sources such as wind and solar power will also be essential for a sustainable energy future. Canada's energy choices will have global implications, shaping the future of global energy markets and the fight against climate change. As we look ahead, the future of global energy will be shaped by innovation, collaboration, and a shared commitment to sustainability. Visual and animated globe with energy symbols like wind turbines, solar panels, and electric grids. The world is witnessing a transformative shift towards cleaner energy sources, driven by advancements in technology and a growing awareness of the environmental imperative. Countries are increasingly investing in renewable energy, with solar and wind power leading the charge. Visual video of solar panels and wind turbines in operation. The integration of smart grids and energy storage solutions is enhancing the efficiency and reliability of these renewable sources. In parallel, breakthroughs in carbon capture and storage technology are providing new avenues to mitigate the carbon footprint of traditional energy industries. Visual video of a carbon capture facility in action. Energy interdependence is becoming a cornerstone of international relations as nations work together to secure a stable and sustainable energy future. Visual video of international leaders shaking hands and signing energy agreements. The rise of electric vehicles is another pivotal development, reducing reliance on fossil fuels and cutting down greenhouse gas emissions. Visual video of electric cars on the road and charging stations. As the global energy landscape evolves, the role of innovation cannot be overstated. Visual video of scientists and engineers working in a lab. Research and development in energy technologies are paving the way for a cleaner, greener future. However, achieving this vision will require unwavering commitment from governments, industries, and individuals alike. The choices we make today will determine the energy legacy we leave for future generations. Visual video of children playing in a green field with wind turbines in the background. In this journey towards a sustainable energy future, every step forward is a step towards a brighter, more resilient world. Visual, an inspirational closing shot of a sunrise over a landscape dotted with renewable energy installations. As we navigate the future of global energy, policy and regulation will play a pivotal role in shaping the landscape. Visual and animated gavel and scales of justice symbolizing regulation. Visual video of a legislative assembly in session. Governments worldwide are enacting legislation to promote renewable energy and reduce carbon emissions. Visual video of a factory with smokestacks transitioning to a solar panel installation. Incentives for green technologies and penalties for high emissions are becoming more common, driving industries to innovate and adapt. Visual video of international leaders signing agreements. International agreements, such as the Paris Climate Accord, are fostering global cooperation and accountability. Visual video of a modern control room with digital interfaces. Regulatory bodies are also focusing on grid modernization and cybersecurity, ensuring that new energy systems are both efficient and secure. Visual video of electric cars charging at a public station. In the realm of transportation, policies supporting electric vehicles and charging infrastructure are accelerating the shift away from fossil fuels. Visual video of a bustling cityscape with green spaces. As the regulatory landscape evolves, it will be crucial for policymakers to balance economic growth with environmental sustainability. Visual video of a community meeting discussing energy policies. The path forward will require continuous collaboration between governments, industries, and communities. Visual and inspirational closing shot of a city skyline powered by renewable energy sources. By aligning policy with innovation, we can create a regulatory framework that supports a resilient and sustainable energy future.